So I don't know if you guys have gotten the memo or not, but the red pill is dead. The red pill, as we once knew it, is dead. The foundation is dead. What the red pill stood for is dead. The talking points, dead. I mean, sure, there's a lot of facts and a lot of, red pill content, but red pill is dead. And men killed it. Jealous men killed it. Envious men killed it. See, red pill once stood for the freedom of the mind, right? It stood for seeking and understanding the truth in whatever that might be, not just in relationships, not just in dating, but in 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 the world in general, right? So red pill in politics is seeing the truth for what politics is. Red pill in relationships and dating is seeing the truth in relationships and dating and who women actually are, right? It's seeking the truth and not digesting the lies or filtering the lies that you were once told and what you were programmed to believe out of your system so you can intake what actually is reality. And that is what the red pill was. It was reality. Reality, reality, reality. You see this tree has bark, this tree has green, this tree, it sheds its leaves in the fall. That is undisputable facts. That is an undisputable truth, right? But nowadays, like I tell you guys all the time, you have men. It's not the women necessarily. It is the men who are holding the gate. It is the men who are refusing to tell men the truth to push their own narrative. You have men out here who, when Red Pill says self improve, you have men out here saying, well, you don't have to self improve, right? You have men out here jealous of the guy who wants to get in the gym. You have men out here jealous of the guy with the money. You have men out here jealous of the guy. I mean, hell, in a relationship. You have men out here. Men. It was the men, right? And like I say plenty of times, there's no going back. There's no going back. I believe that men are too far gone. See, the red pill once stood for the improvement of men. That's what it stood for, right? Men wanting to improve themselves with the reality of life. Not fairy tale, not Disney World bullshit, but the realities of life. Now you have men, many of them, most of them now, what the red pill has turned into is the hijacking of a movement just to complain. So now you have a bunch of complainers. You have a bunch of complainers. A bunch of complainers. A bunch of people who wouldn't take their lives into their own hands and do what they need to improve their life. And that's why that is how the red pill turned into, a subset, like the black pill and, doomers and all of those guys, right? The red pill could have been something. It could have been something. And if you watch one of my other videos, I talked about can I said something along the lines of, can men get along? Can men get along for a greater cause? And I answered that question truthfully. I said no. I said no. Because men are too divided. Men are too divided. And quite frankly, the red pill ideology, how the red pill actually is, most men don't even have the freedom. They don't have the money. They don't have the resources to even practice, put in practice some of the things that they have learned to be true within the red pill, right? It's just the truth of the matter. That's the facts. You have guys who believe they'll never make over $40,000 a year, right? So if you have a man who believes he'll never make over $40,000 a year, how do you think his psyche is? Do you think he cares about self-improvement? Do you think he cares about getting to the gym? Do you think he cares about whether he can afford a Mercedes or a Lambo or any of that? Yeah, it looks cool on TV, but do you think he cares about the next man who actually went above and beyond and went out here and got it? Absolutely not. But eventually those men become spiteful. Eventually those men become spiteful, especially as women continue to tell men what kind of man do they want. Do they want a $40,000 a year guy? Hell no. Do they want a short guy? Hell no. Do they want a little digging stick? Hell no. Right? So as women continue to tell men exactly what they want, you have these men digesting the red pill, the quote unquote red pill, but they're not doing anything. They're not going out of their way to become what they need to become, not for the women, but for themselves. So instead of becoming, they become spiteful. They become jealous. They become envious. I've talked about this a lot on my channel. When I walk into places, I just be who I am without saying a word, just because my body is together, just because my looks up the part. You have many men. If I walk in that room and there's a group of men, most of them will show some kind of disdain for me before I open my mouth. But then I open my mouth, and then they see the things that I like to talk about. Then that's another issue. See, men overall today, they talk a good game, but most men are not doing what it takes. And I've explained this. I've said this plenty of times. But like I said, when you tell the truth, then people start coming after you. But it's the truth. And like I tell you guys all the time, this is what the after pill is about. It is the truth. It's about opening up your mind so you can see the world for what it is, and you make your choice. You make your choice on which route that you want to take. That's up to you. But the red pill is dead, man, and it's not coming back. Look at what happened to Andrew Tate, the self-proclaimed red pill king, right? Ended up getting caught up into some pedophilia and trafficking and all kinds of stuff. Even Andrew Tate admitted that he was a self-proclaimed pimp. He was a pimp. He admitted that he and his team of guys were behind many of the girls' laptops and computers. That's what he admitted to. So how can this guy? We could go on and on. Look at Wes Watson. Look at Wes Watson, self-proclaimed red pill, big macho guy, right? Big macho guy, dating the escort, falling in love with an escort. Listen, I told you guys. I told you guys. I told you. Most of the women out here, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter internationally or domestic. Most of the women out here, they have sold some kind of. They sold that punani one way or another, right? Whether they was a sugar baby, whether they was an escort, whether they needed some quick money for rent, it doesn't matter. Whether it was at a party, listen, they didn't even have to sell it. Some of them gave it away for free. Listen, it is how it is. And if you're talking about top tier women, right? You're talking about women who are, you know, eights, nines, and tens. They all for sale. So then, even when you talk about even sixes, average to cute women, they are still for sale. They are selling themselves as well. But guys, listen, even Wes Watson, the guy that is so they push this narrative, oh, you got to be so macho, or this is the type of woman that you get when you get this money, and when you get this Lambo, and when you get this McLaren, and get all this stuff, right? This is the kind of women that you get. Yeah, you're right. You're right. That is the kind of women that you get. You get the kind of women that you can afford. And the truth of the matter is, a lot of those women, a lot of those top tier women who are getting married, a lot of those top tier women who become girlfriends, they were once escorts. They were once paid women. They were once yacht girls. That is the truth, right? And you have a lot of guys who get into the red pill space and they're just confused. They're just confused because you have all of these guys who push the narrative. You have these guys who push the narrative and not the truth, right? And that's just that. Now, if he would have told the truth, now maybe the blow wouldn't have been as hard. But when you push a narrative so hard and disregarding the truth, this is what you get, right? Ask yourself something, guys. What has the red pill actually done for men? What has the red pill actually done for men? The red pill in itself isn't bad. The red pill in itself wasn't the issue. The issue was the people who were pushing the red pill. The issue was once a guy digested the red pill, what happened after that? See, a lot of you guys, y'all didn't become Neo. And if you're wondering what I'm talking about, the Matrix is where the red pill reference came from, right? Once Neo took the red pill, his eyes became open to the truth, right? He was once blind to the truth. He was living his regular life, thinking everything was all la 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 la, right? And he took the red pill and his eyes was open to everything, not just relationships and dating, but the world around him. See, a lot of you guys, y'all took the red pill and y'all did it. Y'all went back. Y'all took the choice to go back to your normal lives. But see, you'll turn on. See, what if he would have went back? He still would have been aware. He would have been aware, just like you guys. You're aware. You're aware of what's going on. You're aware of how things are. You're aware of these truths, but you choose not to do anything about it because you don't want to do anything about it. So instead, you'll watch the red pill. You'll watch truths. You'll watch people tell you the truth, right? You'll watch people live the lives that you wish you could live, or you have the potential to live. But instead of tapping into that potential, you choose to hate. You choose to be jealous. See, when I walk into rooms, guys are jealous because of their lack thereof. They're not jealous because they're disabled and missing an arm and can never lift a weight again. No, that's not why they're jealous. That's not why they're envious. They're upset because this guy has the nerve to become above average when we don't want to do that. We don't want to do that. So why do you think that you need to do that? We don't want to do that. We don't want to be above average, right? We don't want to be above average. We want to live our life all happily, ugly, fat and sloppy, doing what we do until we meet the grave. That is why. And just like with anything else, you pull up in a nice car and guys are with their chicks. Who you think they're going to be mad at? When you're eating in that 5-star restaurant and you got a top tier woman with you, right? And a guy mad because he's serving you. Another example, right? It's crazy. And I was once, the red pill opened up my eyes to a lot of things, right? Andrew Tate, Kevin Samuels, Fresh and Fit, uh, AMS, uh, Coach Greg Adams, who else? Many more guys. AMS, I think I said him already. Uh, you know, the list goes on. The list goes on. And these guys continue, they continue to get the message across. But only the top it always comes back to this, man. Only the top 10%, only the top 20% of men are going to take that message and actually better themselves. And as far as the red pill goes and actually in actual real world scenarios, it just don't hold any weight. It just don't hold any weight like it once did. Right? Women are freer than ever. They can do whatever they want to. Right? Relationships and dating has changed. Like the dynamics have changed. Like no woman out here is a virgin. You can still hold on to what you believe, and hold on to your conservative values and to your conservative or traditional values. But I mean, at the end of the day, man, these chicks are these chicks, and the economics has surely changed. What it means to be a man has surely changed. All of these things has changed. Like, you used to be able to just get a regular job, right? And provide for yourself and your family. Now you can't do that anymore. So that takes away some of that red pill ideology in the first place. Right? You need to be the provider, right? You need to be the man that is taking charge, right? See, well, that goes out the door when you realize that for the most part, most people need two incomes, especially if you stay in a major city, right? You need two incomes. Most men are not making over 40, $50,000 a year, especially if you're a young man. If you're a young man, you're even more in a worse position. So how are you going to become, this macho guy, this provider guy, when you can't even get your income up? That takes away some of that red pill in the first place. That takes away some of that masculinity that the red pill claims that you would have, once you gain those resources. A lot of men are not attaining those resources even after they get out of their 20s, right? So what does the red pill stand on now? Look at Pearl. Look at what happened to Pearl. I mean, a lot of the big guys, look at what happened to Fresh and Fit. I mean, the Fresh and Fit essentially went extreme. And I mean, it's the same shit over and over again. At this point, Fresh and Fit is just entertainment. But who is now leading the front of, what the world is actually becoming? Because I believe much of the red pill is like trying to behave in a way that the world once was, right? And not everything, but essentially you're practicing and exercising in a way that the world once was. The world no longer exists how the red pill views it, right? And I'm not saying blue pill this and blue pill that. No, I'm not saying simp this and simp that. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I am saying and what I am doing is challenging some of the talking points and some of the ideologies of red pill, especially when you talk about people like the passport bros, right? It's been long held that, that you can escape and find a woman of your dreams. All you need is a passport, and these are the places that you should go, right? That's been held up there, right? But nobody, well, you have a few people exposing what it is, but many of them, they're not really telling you the whole truth. They're telling you one truth, right? And it's not all cut and dry like how these guys, try to put it. And like I say all the time, a hit dog a holler. Nobody's telling men the whole truth. Everybody's trying to sell you something, right? Everybody's trying to push a narrative if they're not trying to sell you something. So there's dirty and hard and ugly truths to everything, including the passport bros, including the marriage, including the dating, no matter if you're dating overseas or if you're dating domestically, right? The hardcore ugly truth is that women are the same everywhere, right? Can you have and listen, can you have a traditional woman if she's had a past? Absolutely. Absolutely. But are you willing to accept that? You have to understand that the knowledge, once you attain the knowledge, what are you going to do with that knowledge? A lot of these women are skeezers. Even the women who have, reformed themselves and changed themselves, they were past skeezers. Can she now be a good woman? Absolutely. But are you willing to accept that? Is the question. Life is about trade-offs and choices. When you travel overseas, it is the same exact thing. Will she be more feminine than a lot of the women in America? Absolutely. Absolutely. But that doesn't take away her past. That doesn't take away what she has done in her past. That doesn't take away that she don't swallow seed just like American women, just because she's more feminine, right? See, a lot of these guys, they're trying to tell you that the sky is green when you know that the sky is blue, right? And that's just what it is. But I'm noticing a lot that the red pill movement, It's dead. It's in shambles. It's in shambles. It's lost its foundation. It's lost its steam, and it's lost its bearings. Honestly, it's lost its bearings. And once again, men are left with trying to redefine what it means to be masculine, what it means to be a man in modern day society. And that's where the after pill comes in. This is what the after pill is all about, right? It's about telling you the truth in every way regarding everything in life. Because there's some things that you're not going to like, there's some things that you will like, but ultimately, it's the truth. And that's the after pill. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. The red pill is definitely dead, in my opinion. Um, as you can see, you know, it's just changed. A lot of men also are not just a lot of men are not even trying to be those big macho guys, right? A lot of guys just want to be out here and just live life. They just want to live life. And I don't know if that's bad. I don't know if that's good. That's up for you to decide. I'll let you decide that. But a lot of guys, they're not trying to be this ultra masculine guys, right? You got a lot of guys out here, they know what the red pill is, and they still let that woman take charge. They still let that woman talk to them any kind of way. They still let people talk to them any kind of way. They still don't hit the gym. They still don't believe in self-improvement. Guys are not doing anything out here, man. There's only a select percentage of men who are actually doing what they need to do and trying to get ahead and trying to become what once the foundation of the red pill once was, right? Not too many men are doing that. And that in itself is what killed the red pill. Because if you have a society of productive, in shape, healthy men, right? You have a good society. You have a great society, actually. But now we have a group of men. Men are the new women. How about that? Men are now women, and women are now men. And there's almost no going back. The red pill is dead. What do you guys think down below? Make sure you comment, share, like, whatever. Dislike, I don't care. That was an after pill. See you in the next video. Peace.